Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon, and we get to talk about all kinds of amazing, wonderful things. You can find us on the radio at icradio.media, television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast at thenewscasters.com. Everybody knows me. I love planting. I love being a farmer, and I love sharing all this wonderful information with you. Oh, and by the way, while I'm doing that, thank you to Roz, who wanted to know how I start on the seeding for the hydroponics system. So if you would like for me to do a little research for you, or you would like a particular segment, this is your show, it's not mine. So all you have to do is send an email to donna@donnasedge.com. That's donna@donnasedge.com. So I went into where the hydroponics system is, and I went in ahead and started working with a few things. Now this video is probably about 13 minutes or something like that. So let's go on ahead and get started. Then we're going to go into a break, and when we come back, we're going to get just a little bit more intense about hydroponics gardening. Okay, so we're going to be right back in just a few minutes. Let's go ahead and find the video, and there she is. So everybody who knows me knows I love plants. I love seeds. I love all these wonderful things that you can do with the hydroponics. I like the garden, and I'm going to show you outside where, remember the block garden we had last year? And so we're going to repurpose that. I'm going to do something a little bit different this year, and I can hardly wait to let you see what happens. It's cold outside. It's like 30-something degrees, and I can hardly wait to get outside and start doing things. I wanted to show you, if I can show you from the window, I think I probably can, the pecan trees. And so they had to be shaped up. There's one right there to your right. And then look over to your left is the other one, and I'm really pleased at the way they look. They've looked better than ever. And so these have been planted for about 3 years, and so what we're trying to do is get them they're growing more erect, but I don't want them to be so tall. And we also, I don't know, I'm looking out a window. I hope this is going to film pretty good. There's an apple tree right there, and he's bent over, and we've had a whole lot of rain in the past few years, and so there he is. So what we're trying to do is train this apple tree, and he's a golden apple. We have received apples off of him, but anyway, we're trying to get him to do better. And then I don't think I can show you a peach too good. That's not really close enough. So let's go ahead and come back inside the house, and here we are. So back where we started with the hydroponics system. So the way this thing works, you see all these little holes right here, and this is where you plant the rock wool with a seed. So I had been planting actually the rock wool with the seed down into the hole, and so one of my friends suggested another idea, and she's lives up in South Carolina, and she said what she does is actually sprouts the seeds first. And I said, well, my primary focus right now, because in the greenhouse I've already sprouted tomatoes. I planted them actually in dirt, and I wanted to show you a few of these things. So right here, this is a comfrey plant, and so I planted this one. This was wow, October the 13th. I didn't realize how long ago that was. Maybe. Oh no, that was just like, it was in December when I planted this one. So this is comfrey, and there's all kinds of medicinal properties to this plant, C-O-M-F-R-E-Y. And so what I'm going to do is grow a couple of these. Now what I've heard about the comfrey plant is you really need to make sure you know where you want this thing planted, because it has huge, deep roots when you plant it outside. And you can use this, you can dry the leaves and put these in a dehydrator. You can dry them that way, and you can make salves out of this. And so what you want to do is use some kind of an oil, like an olive oil, or it can be any kind of oil, whatever you like. And we're going to have a segment on this. It's going to be a few months because this thing has to grow taller. And what happens is the roots, wherever you plant it, it's almost there for life because it really digs in. So I'm going to have to find a good spot for it. Okay, and excuse the mess here on the floor because I've been kind of playing around. Okay, wanted you to see lavender. Now, I left this one in the house, and it smells so good. So I propagated this from a lavender plant, actually 3 lavender plants that I bought last year. And so I went on ahead and propagated these. I did like 120 plants, not thinking they would all come up. Guess what? They all came up. So I'm going to have my lavender farm. Now, this lavender, I propagated it in October. So it was October the 10th, 23 last year. And so it has a huge root system. Now, I started it out in a smaller container. It was something that was smaller than this. And so the roots started kind of, I was afraid if I didn't go on ahead and transplant it into a bigger pot that it might choke itself to death with its roots because it's done a great job. Now this is a sage right here. So I went on ahead and I propagated this as well. Need to water it. Now, oh, and another thing, like when you need to get rid of any dead leaves off of these because all they do is just try to suck up energy, and you need that to go into the growth here. This I'm going to put in a bigger container, and so I'm excited about that. Now, I want to show you something, and this is part of the hydroponic system. So what I like to do is change out the water like every couple, 3 days or so. But what I've done first, I went on ahead and took all of the lettuce out. And you have to keep it clean because if you don't, bacteria can really get into your plants and then you're in trouble. So what I did is I got a bleach tablet. And I went on ahead and put it in some water. And then I put it down in here. There's about 4 gallons of water in here. And, of course, it runs through the pump. You see the pump down there. And one thing I did find out about pumps on the hydroponics, this has to be setting flat, so or it doesn't work properly. So here we go. It goes all the way up. Here's a tube. And then it starts pumping water right here. And it goes in this, there's 3 channels. And so we'll go down to this one. And then it just circles around. And then it goes into this one. And then it starts going down, and then again, the whole thing is the way it's put together. And so it just keeps going around and around and around. And this is a 1, 2, 3. There's 4 shelves here. Then what it eventually does is goes down here, and it goes down in here, and then it recycles. But I may be overdoing it. I don't know. I just have this freaky, weird feeling that if you don't clean the water out, water has a way of organisms moving in. So, oh, and then another thing I like to do every once in a while is put this in there. And I just put like a little teaspoon of it, and it promotes. It's for aquariums, but it works. Okay, now, let me show you what I've done here. So I'm trying a different little system. There's my lights right there. And I really like these. They do a real good job. Photosynthesis thing going on here where the seeds like to see. Let me take this off. They like light. Okay, so this is what I've done. Now this is just something I found at Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop. I like something with a plastic top to it. And see the condensation here? That means it's doing its job. Okay, so I'll move this out of the way. Now I've already dampened it. So what I'm doing different this time, I'm going to keep this in here for just about another week. And then what I'll do, I'll cut this block. And then what I'll do, if there are several plants in here, I'll get rid of the ones that aren't growing as good. Of course, you know me, it's hard for me to turn something away. I'll probably wind up putting it in another block. But what they say to do is separate, like you put several seeds into each hole. Now here's several that came up on this one right here. And so what I'll wind up doing is taking some of those out, and then I'll put them in the holes in the hydroponics system. And I really like the way this is looking. All right, now, let's leave that one off because I wanted to show you something else. Okay, I love chives. Well, Greenlee, my cat, got into my chives plant. But no big deal. I had chive seeds. So here again, this is the rock wool, and you can see, now some seeds take a little bit longer, so don't give up on them, because I planted these all the same day, and see how great the salad leaves are doing. Oh, and I wanted to show you, so they look the same right now, but these are green lettuces right here on this, the first two rows. Now these are salad bowl lettuce right here. And this is going to be a really pretty red lettuce. We eat salad all year round. And this is how you can do it with your hydroponic system. Okay, now back to the chives. Okay, so I tried a different seed, and this one has a little coating on it, so I don't know if I should have maybe scratched that just a little bit, but I'm going to leave them in there. Okay, so I made 4 holes, and I put a seed per hole. And so we'll just kind of keep an eye on that. But again, you notice right here condensation, and it's all on a heated mat. You know how about my heated mats? They're waterproof. They're absolutely awesome for starting seeds, because what you're trying to do is mimic the outdoors when you go outside. When we have summer weather, by the way, not the cold stuff that we have now. Okay, now I'm trying a different method here. These are romaine lettuce. And again, instead of just putting them in the hydroponic system, I went on ahead and just put several seeds out on this rock wool. So we're going to see what happens here. And I did this yesterday, and look, they're already sprouting. So I'm really proud of the way that's turning out as well. And can hardly wait to get some of this romaine lettuce. I love romaine lettuce. So anyway, I'll keep you updated on how this turns out, and again with the hydroponic system. But it's really important when you're starting your seeds and you're doing them indoors. I do have some in the greenhouse, but I just wanted to see the difference between the greenhouse and then in here. Of course, I'm sacrificing my dining room. If somebody comes over, they're going to freak out because there's seeds everywhere. And then again, you've got to have something. It can be an old Tupperware something, but the important thing is you need to keep it watered every day. And so I did this a week ago, maybe not quite a week ago, and so you can already see what's happening here. Now, some of my friends who live out on their self-sustaining, they don't even have electricity, I don't think, but I have some friends from all over the country, and so what they do is they sprout seeds like this and feed them to their chickens. Now, they'll let them get bigger, and that's what I might do with these. I don't know. I may plant just a few of them and then just, in the hydroponics, and then just save the rest of these and just see what happens. Because I can imagine the chickens, from not getting grass all year, this time of the year, they're pretty excited. Okay, I'll go ahead and wrap it up right now, and I'll see you in just a few minutes, and we'll talk a little bit more about sprouting. I can hardly wait with those big salads that are going to be coming up in our future. Okay, let's go ahead and cut to a commercial break, and we're going to be right back in just a few minutes. We're going to get into a little bit more of the details on how to get started with a hydroponics garden. I recommend it. We'll be right back. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to limonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Limon's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Limon's Mexican Restaurant. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
My Towels solved a problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made My Towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring-spun cotton that makes My Towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all My Towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
MyPillow.com.
Okay, so we are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you again so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday. If you have ideas for a show and you would love for me to go ahead and get that out there on the books for you, send an email. Okay, I love doing research for you, and I love putting shows together because it's what you're asking for, and that's what we're doing. So you can send an email to donna@donnasedge.com. donnasedge.com. Okay, so we have a very simple guide to starting seeds from hydroponics. And I love this website. It's one of my go-tos for hydroponics gardening. epicgardening.com. That's epicgardening.com. So I'm going to kind of give you some tips on how to get started, and this is how I got started. So first of all, there is another way to gardening. I love every way I can go out and garden possible. But the reason I do hydroponics is in the winter time, I can have salads, and Phil can have salads, and we really love not having to go to the store and pay outrageous prices, and we don't have to worry about what if there's an issue with supply. You know, no more of that worry. I just do it here. So there is another way, and here are just a few reasons you may want to think about having a hydroponics garden. First of all, it's much cleaner than starting seeds in soil. And I do know this from experience. Seedlings grow faster after germination, and it's easy to transplant into a larger hydroponic system when you do it this way. Now, the reason that I use the hydroponics in the summertime, see, I'm still growing stuff outside and in the greenhouse, but in the summer, when I'm ready to start putting stuff out there, I can get a jump start. I can go on ahead and get beans sprouting, I can get tomato seeds growing, I can do all this stuff inside the house, and then that way I'm ready, kind of have a jump start for the summer season. Okay, let's talk about step one, and that's getting your materials together. Okay, so you don't need a whole lot to get started. My hydroponic system cost less than, I think it was on sale for like 89 bucks. And it has 4 trays, and so there are things that I've learned by having this system, you know, some shortcuts, some things to do. But let's talk about the materials list. First of all, you need the system. Now you can make your own, and you can go to youtube.com and you can find different ways that people have made those. I just like this because I know this works. I don't have to worry about a system. And I've had the system for going on 3 years now. Okay, you need some little 2-inch net pots. Those will come with the one that you buy. You need the rapid rooter starter plugs, which is the little thing that I use. It looks like it looks kind of like sponges, something like that. And you can even start with sponges if you want to. You need seeds. Find those at your local nursery if possible, or buy from many places online. There's a real good website called rareseeds.com. rareseeds.com. I actually got the gooseberries started in the hydroponic system. So now I have about 9 plants. And I was talking with my daughter-in-law, Larissa, who is from Russia. And so I said, have you ever had gooseberries before? And she said, oh, I love gooseberries. And she said they were really all over the place in Russia. So anyway, she's excited about that part of it as well. You'll need an air pump, you'll need an air stone, and you'll also need some tubing. Now, step 2 is fill the hydroponic system with water. So fairly simple step here. All you got to do is fill up the reservoir. And I went to Dollar General and just found it's kind of like it's a storage container, basically is what it is. Phil drilled a hole on top so that the tubing could go down there, and then the pump is down under the water. And by the way, I think I mentioned it on the video, but the pump, make sure it's standing straight up, because one day I was having some problems, didn't pay any attention, and it was laying kind of flat way, and it just doesn't work right. It's got to be sitting straight up. Okay, now the easy system is putting the water in. It's really no big deal whatsoever. So right here, the water, don't worry about the HPing your water or using reverse osmosis right now. Just simply standard tap water will be just fine. Okay, number 2 is fill it with water. Fairly simple. Just fill up the reservoir to just where the net pot's set. Don't worry about again, about the HPing on the water yet. Now, number 3, set up the air pump. Let's see if they say what I said. Okay, so place the air stone in the reservoir and connect the tubing. Connect the other side to the air pump and plug it in. You should see some beautiful bubbles start to come out of the air stone. Now, these bubbles are what will keep the roots of your seeds moist, and it also stimulates growth. Number 4, place the starter plugs and the seeds. Now, you'll need to soak the starter plug in some water. That's real important. It needs to be pretty damp. And then place it in a net pot. The moisture will help the seeds to germinate. But let me tell you what I tried this year, and I really like the way this works. So you saw where I had, the little things I found at the thrift store. Make sure you can even use used, when you go out to eat and you take a to-go box, you can even use those and put just a piece of plastic on it, and that helps as well. Now, they need to be moist. The seeds have to be moist. In other words, they won't germinate without the moisture. So what you want to do is drop 2 to 3 seeds in each little starter plug. They use more than one seed, not because the seeds will germinate, but just make sure that the starter plug has a sprouted seed. Otherwise, you'll have to replant it. Okay, step 5 is maintenance. Now, the system is very easy to maintain as your seeds start to sprout. If you want, you can place a transparent cover over the top to keep in some moisture and increase the temperature of the system, but it's not necessary. Make sure to moisten the starter plugs with a few sprays every once in a while with a spray bottle every day so your seeds do have enough moisture to sprout. Now, when the seeds sprout, clip off all but the strongest seedlings from each starter plug. Now, let me tell you why you need to clip them. Because when I first got started with the system, I was pulling out the extra ones. When I was doing that, I was damaging the root to the one I wanted to keep in there. So again, clip the extra starter seeds, okay? All right, that's all you need. And then these seeds are going to sprout in about 3 to 5 days for most plants, and you'll be ready to start growing some real good plants with your hydroponic system in absolute no time. Now, I wanted to go on ahead and start up here again at the first part where we're talking about the materials you need. Again, it's just not much at all. You can go to Amazon and get it. I got mine. I don't remember if it's been 3 years. I don't remember if it was Walmart or Amazon. But you can start with a small kit if you want to and grow into something bigger. I know I'm going to be planting a lot of stuff. I give a lot of food away. So I wanted to have my 4 trays. Now let me tell you something else I learned. Because it's a smaller system, it doesn't have the great big holes. And what was happening is I was getting these huge, I'm talking gigantic roots. And what it was doing was plugging up some of the water flow. You've got to have perfect water flow going through there. So instead of filling every hole, I'm doing now every other hole. Now, another thing you want to do is make sure you get plenty of light, plenty of sunshine. If you don't have it, you'll need to go ahead and get some grow lights. So what you do now, okay, so you're going to have, let's say you're going to put 5 plants in 5 different holes. Okay, now the holes are exactly the same on the tray. So what you want to do, the next tray over, you want to plant 4 plants. And so let me explain it to you this way. So you've got 5 holes, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next tray over, you need 4. So you'll see what I'm talking about. With those 4, that sunlight is not going to be blocked. If you put 5 plants on the second tray, a second tube, it's just not going to work. Again, those are not going to get the sunlight that they need if you're depending on the sunlight. And I am depending on it because I really like the natural sunlight coming in from the sliding glass doors. Okay, so you got your 5 in one tube. You got your 2 behind it. You've got 4 plants. See what I mean? So each one's going to get some sunlight. Then there's going to be a third tray that I have in mind. Then I have the 5 again. So I've got 5 plants. I'm skipping every other hole. So I've got 5 plants. Second tubing is 4 plants. And then the one back again is 5. And then again, I've got 4 trays and I'm going to have lettuce. I'm going to have all this kind of stuff. And again, I'm getting a jump start on the garden. My name is Donna. Thank you so much for watching Donna's Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to see you next time.